And rumble we shall. Welcome into the program, folks, known far and wide as HoughNationSport Zone Radio Show, each and every Saturday morning, 10 to 11 a.m., right here on 100.7 FM The Point. In the Midlands, also 1470 a.m. in the Midlands as well. Down in the OBC, Orangeburg County, and back down area, we're on 92.9 ESPN Orangeburg, and of course, 1580 a.m. St. Matthews, Calhoun County. And the fifth way to catch the program, a lot of folks are tuning in this way, www.makethepointradio.com. Click on the listen button, and bam, there you are inside of your telephonic, webbish type instrument there. You can catch the program that way. It's portable on that mobile phone. Of course, a lot of folks are tuning in that way. Shout out to all the people. However, you may be listening. My name is merely Stacy Huff, the Huffster. I am the host, the president of Huff Nation. If you would, please and thank you. Glad to have you with us here today. In one skitty hour, maybe 55 minutes or so, we're going to try to chop it up a little bit about the week that was in the world of sports. Some things may be going on this weekend, and then, of course, a look ahead, time permitting. As we do each and every Saturday on this program, I always have a segment where I do Who's in the Zone. I'll shout out a couple of folks that have caught my attention in the world of sports on a positive tip, and every now and then I do a Lamont Sanford, you big dummy, notification for those who've done something that maybe wasn't the brightest move in the world of sports. And I do have some in both categories today. Later in the program, I'm going to take to task the WNBA and the NBA on marketing snafus or marketing lost opportunities. I call it a donut hole, where some opportunities have been lost, some things have been mismanaged. The WNBA and the NBA at this particular time, as we are sitting in the sports landscape right now. I get to that in the next segment or two. It might take more than one segment to break that down to the very, very last compound. But I will endeavor to do as much as I can with that particular topic. I'll begin right now with Alpha Insurance Solutions, LLC, Who's in the Zone. You know, I just noted a couple of folks, and this is keeping it on basketball right now. We know baseball is going on. We know the World Cup is going on. And we know that, of course, football is just on the horizon. High school and college teams are starting to turn that corner headed toward opening day type things. But right now, I'm keeping on basketball. And the ESPYs happened this week, and A'ja Wilson cemented herself as the top of the food chain in women's basketball worldwide, winning, I think, at least 2 ESPYs. So shout out to A'ja Wilson. She can win this every week, and I can always have a reason to acknowledge her for being in the zone. She is a very hot brand. Her sneakers are doing well. The career is going well. She's a defending champ. She got the MVP. She's had her resume stacks each and every year. So A'ja Wilson gets a in the zone nod here from HoughNationSport Zone and Alpha Insurance Solutions. And of course, I keep it in basketball. Jalen Brunson, I think he won like 3. The Knicks won as a team, the best team. Jalen Brunson won a couple of them. Jalen Brunson, now they probably had the best season. I think we can say now the best season of anybody in the National Basketball Association this past season. And his name is rising. And he'll be a part of the conversation I'll have the next segment about the marketing of the NBA and, things they've done and not done so well. The late, great David Stern, may he rest in peace. I'll get to that. He'll be mentioned as well. That he was a marketing genius, and whether we knew it at the time or not, a lot of us kind of thought it at the time. Looking back on it and seeing what Adam Silver has done and not done, David Stern looks like more and more of a marketing genius the way he carried the NBA from the late 70s, cocaine era NBA, through the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. We know after Michael Jordan got the torch, we know what the NBA has become after all that. But even before Jordan, with the Magic and Bird and coming out of those drug out back in the day, I'm old enough to remember when I was a young kid following the NBA. It's one of my favorite players. It was almost, you check the paper. I was a big box score reader, and I was a sports section reader. I'd read every page on the sports section. That's probably why I'm sitting here right now and don't get to do some other fun things. But as a kid, I played sports, but when it was too hot to play or raining, I had a book in my hand about sports. So I was reading a newspaper about sports or Sports Illustrated. But I noticed that there's a lot of cocaine suspensions in the 70s, and they had it was a bad reputation in the NBA. And David Stern ushered the league out of that those dark days. So I'll bring him to into the conversation in the next segment on some things that I see that has not happened with the LeBron decision and some other things going on where the league could do better. And the same with the WNBA. While we also here, let me also give a Lamont Sanford You Big Dummy Award, and of course the Lamont Sanford Award. Winner gets a denim blue jean jacket with a polyester butterfly collar shirt, a big mustache, and a case of Ripple, and that would be Bryson DeChambeau. The Open, they used to call it the British Open. The Open is taking place this weekend overseas, and it's the final major of the pro golf season. And Bryson DeChambeau got caught cheating right in 5K, right in front of all of us, right in front of God and everybody. God, the universe, and all people watching. He got caught cheating, and he assessed a 2-stroke penalty. And if you know golf, you know golf. And if you don't know, I'll break it down like this. He had a lot in some weeds. And one thing about a lot of those European courses, they have the high fescue and the high grass. He got caught in the weeds, which I spent a lot of time in the weeds. I played golf Thursday, I do spend some time in the weeds. I'm familiar with that. But you can't trample down. You can't improve your lie. It's hard to hit the ball at the weeds. That's why you want to stay in the weeds. So his ball found himself in the weeds. He found himself with his ball in the weeds, and he trampled around as if he was looking at the shot, and he feigned practice shots. He did a lot of things to kind of get that grass around the ball, pat it down, so he could get his club to the ball. That's what makes the golf game so tough, is getting the club to the ball when you're in the rough and the weeds. And on the amateur level, I don't gamble. Friendly golf, you might say, hey man, go ahead and get yourself some space or whatever. We're not playing. I'm not even talking trash. I like to talk trash, but I play golf with folks I don't even talk trash to. We're just playing against ourselves against the course. And sometimes some of that stuff you may can get away with in friendly golf. A professional major tournament on TV, and then Bryson DeChambeau, the Lamont Sanford You Big Dummy part of it was, knowing this on TV, knowing there's cameras everywhere, he argued. He had on there to go back and forth. If you're a lip reader, it looks like he almost said, if you guys do this ruling on me, I won't play tomorrow, which is a real spoiled brat thing to do. That being said, he's had a good tournament. Had that shot, he finished 7 under par, which would put him 1 stroke off the lead. But the 2-stroke penalty is assessed because we all saw it, right? So now he's 5 under. He lost 2 strokes on the penalty. He's still on the 3 shots back, and he could end up winning this tournament, which would make another whole story we'll talk about next week. But he looks bad right now. It's just not a smart move. It's not a classy move. And he's a guy who already had, some controversial things in his career dealing with golf as it is, and some of the moves he's made. So he really couldn't afford this. Talented dude, though, but that's not a good look. Of course, Alpha Insurance Solutions brings you that Who's in the Zone, Asia Wilson, Jalen Brunson, and also Caitlin Clark with 45 points and 10 rebounds last night. She'll be part of the conversation in the next segment as well. I believe things are great, not black and white, and that's not the racial part, but it's not hate Caitlin or love Caitlin. Some things she can do and some things she can't do in the court. But last night she made history. First 40-plus point, 10 assist game in the history of the WNBA. She's going to have nights like that. I think she's an elite passer. When she's hot, she can really shoot the ball well. Some things she can't do, and we'll talk about that as well as the show goes on. But she's also in the zone. Alpha Insurance Solutions brings you to Who's in the Zone. Alpha Insurance Solutions, 803-427-1327. Reach out to them for any insurance needs you may have: home, life, auto, health, commercial, motorcycle, boat, anything you have to do with life, anything you have in the world of insurance. Alpha Insurance Solutions LLC is set up to help you with many broker partners. 803-427-1327. So we'll talk about Caitlin in the WNBA, some things Caitlin can do better, the league can do better, and her fellow players in the league can do better. And the NBA, some things Adam Silver did not do that they need to really fix with the NBA. We'll get after them real nice and proper like in the next segment. It's HoughNationSport Zone Radio Show, and another beautiful Saturday in the Midlands and beyond in the world of sports. Stay with us.